Aargau Topsport und Tele 1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis zum 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen die Baden die besten Schweizer Göller auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Görling-Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele 1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spenglerei und Flachdach.
Welcome, welcome, curling fans. It is the final round robin here at Baden Masters 23. You might already think it's quarter-final stage. These are two big teams out there. We will say hello to them in just a minute. We started with 5 groups of 4. Groups A and B already finished. And I can even update you on that. We shall update on how all the teams are doing. But both of these teams on 3 wins out of 3. One of these teams will go to 4 wins out of 4. Both, actually, the way things work out, both already qualified for the quarterfinals this evening. So you can see previously, at the lunchtime draw, we had groups A and B. Was their final round. So it's not always clear who's already qualified, but this year it is already clear who has qualified. And there you can see Whyte and Magnus Ramsfjell's teams top of the pile at the moment. One of them will move to 8 points, one of them will stay on 6, but not possible for the other teams to catch them. And in the other groups, so it is already clear. And in the other group, Group D, our final group that's out on the ice just now, it's another top-of-the-table clash. It's Michael Brunner's home favourites, the local team from Baden here, and they are up against Cameron Bryce's team, who have also quietly just been going around beating everyone. My name's Lorna Mettig. I shall be hosting us through this Saturday afternoon draw. It is Whyte's team from Scotland who start this first end with last shot. And the Norwegians quickly making life awkward for them by piling things up in the centre. You can see we've got Clock and Tom already in the chat. Both always cheering for Scotland. And if you're a Scotland fan, I know a lot of us enjoy watching the Scottish teams. We've had 4 Scottish teams in the competition this weekend. Same as last year, there were 4 Scottish teams in the competition. Only one of them qualified. It was only Whyte's team qualified for Scotland at this event last year, and they got knocked out in the quarter-final by young HØstmaelingen's team from Norway. And Scotland really pulled themselves together. All 4 Scottish teams are already qualified for the quarter-finals this evening. Not yet clear who ranks 1 to 8, but all 4 teams from Scotland will qualify. Half of the teams in the quarter-finals, the representatives from Scotland. So congratulations, Scottish curling. Super performance already this weekend. I can tell you who else is out on the ice for this final round robin. Over on sheet 1, it's the most popular man in curling. It's Yves Stalker's new team lineup. This will be their final game of this round robin, up against our only team full team from Germany this year. That's Benny Kapp's team. Benny Kapp's team still looking for their first win. So both of those teams will want to finish strong. Our featured game here on rink 2, it is Ross Whyte's team from Scotland against Magnus Ramsfjell from Norway. Both teams on 3 out of 3. They will not want to take their foot off the gas anytime soon. They will want to continue fighting for a top of the table place, try to get themselves, hopefully, a bit of an easier draw in this evening's quarterfinals. On the static cam on sheets 3 and 4, we have another top of the table clash. Michael Brunner's Swiss team, they play Cameron Bryce's team from Scotland. Again, both of those teams already qualified, both of those teams on 3 wins. And finally, on sheet 4, we have our only visitors from North America. We love to see Team Corey Dropkin. We saw them last year, and they've come back to support this competition this year. Just 1 win so far, Corey Dropkin's team, so their competition will finish at the round robin stage, but they would love to finish with another win. And they are playing our All-Stars team, featuring Alex Bauern of Germany, Sixten Totzek of Germany, Johannes Patz of Sweden, and last year's winning skip, Stefan Wallstad of Norway. I was about to say bright start from the Norwegians. It still is a bright start from the Norwegians, but very handy shot there from Robin Bryden to get Scotland out of a bit of trouble there. Probably a sigh of relief from Ross Whyte. There were quite a lot of yellow counters building up there, but Magnus Ramsfjell reckoning he can get to that red still.
12. 11-8. 11-7. 11-7.
But they got that half shot, Scotland. Not an easy one to ping that red out, and in fact, that red is still hanging around. Bit of a let-off for you, Scotland. But great stone placement from Robin Bryden with his first throw of the game.
That's kind of what I thought.
I'm short.
It is Scotland with last stone in this first end, by virtue of a superior last shot draw. You can see the little hammer there behind Gauten Ebstad's head. Yeah, really needing to sweep the curl here.
Never curl.
That stone just coming up a little bit short for Robin Bryden. This kind of gets in the way a bit, but we'll forgive him for his first stone. I can see, I think that's one of our Japanese friends in the chat saying good evening from Japan. Go Team Whyte. And Johan sportingly saying go both teams. I think they will. This could easily be a quarter or a semi or even a final, this matchup. Whyte's team very much, well, all the Scottish teams in a way, rather in the shadow of Bruce Mowat's all-conquering team. But don't be fooled, viewer. If Mowat's ring take their eye off the stone, shall we say, even a little bit, all four of these teams are snapping at their heels, particularly Whyte's team. They are intimidatingly good, this team. They went through in second place out of 20 this time last year, and I think to the surprise of kind of everyone, except for Norwegian young men, they got dumped out at the quarter-final stage. Not only that, they had won the Scottish nomination for the World Championships a few years ago. Or was it European that was cancelled for COVID? And yeah, the cancellation of that competition meant they didn't get their chance to shine. And yeah, I've been expecting Whyte's team to come good for a little while now, and I think they are on a mission this weekend. First throw of the game for Magnus Ramsfjell. Apparently my Norwegian pronunciation is slowly getting better. Norwegian shot play not getting better though. That is a complete miss from Magnus Ramsfjell. He will not be pleased with that start. He could be facing a tricky save already at this first end. Ramsfjell's team, no slouches themselves. They were the Norwegian representatives at World Championships, finishing the round robin in third place. So just missing out on automatic qualification for semi-finals. And then they just missed out in the qualification game. But Ramsfjell's team already won the nomination for upcoming Europeans as well. So I find Whyte's team rather intimidating, but I don't think Magnus Ramsfjell does.
See what else we have. They just play the threes. And round the corner is really hard to beat the top one. What do they do if we play this?
Just making sure we're all aligned that this is the right shot. I am not joking, boys. I do not want a 3-hour game out there. I've got some errands to run between now and the quarterfinals. First throw of the game for Whyte from Scotland.
Yeah, good to go. Hard then.
About the same. For the first end, then he really straightens out after rocker.
Hard, bounce. Bounce. Yep.
Finding that sticky path though, the same as Robin Bryden's previous throw. I don't think that particularly helps the Scottish team. A bit of a let-off for Norway there.
Bryce. No aggressive.
Jeg vet ikke om vi på en måte heller vil gå ned hit, så at du sitter en kveld på den.
Ja, men jeg tror ikke det. Han får aldri nok fart til å få begge, tror jeg.
Nei.
Så jeg tror vi sitter så ut vi kan. Ok.
Ok.
Tror jeg.
Greit. Men margin nedover her da, liksom.
This is quite some jibber jabber for a first end, boys.
Men halve stand på 4 fot er delt.
You may hear some light applause in the background. Home favourites, Michael Brunner's team on sheet 3. You tend to get the Brunner fans here on the weekend. Although it's actually Papa Keufler, it's Marcel's father, who would typically come with the bell. And Marcel, of course, not playing this season. So I told Michael Brunner to tell Papa Brunner to bring the bell. And he wasn't sure if he could persuade him. We will keep an eye and an ear open for Swiss cowbells. That was a nice, solid score of 2 for Michael Brunner in their first end against Cameron Bryce.
Halve stand på 4 fot. Litt plass. Plass.
Here in our featured game, it's Ross Whyte's unbeaten team from Scotland against Magnus Ramsfjell's unbeaten team from Norway. Magnus just trying to outdraw that red zone, but he's not going to make it. That's coming in chunky. And Ross Whyte will have a very makeable shot to open with a big score of 2.
Perfekt inne.
He will not get much of an easier chance at a 2 at this sort of level.
Da har du tillit. Nei, sant. En stein kortere, liksom. Hva han gjør jo nå.
Now, if you were watching earlier on, our featured game in the previous session, we saw Team Schwaller having a bit of a nightmare, honestly. It was not a nice game for them, and they took a loss. Their first loss of the weekend to Team Craik from Scotland, who needed the win to qualify. So good for you, Team Craik from Scotland, and in fact Team Craik having a superior last shot draw. I know the Scottish teams are all really well drilled when it comes to last shot draw. So actually, James Craik's team sitting top of the pile in that group. But we saw Yannick's life not getting much easier, and Ross Whyte indeed picking up to Yannick Schwaller's life not getting much easier. They just played with 3 without Sven Michael. So I did some investigation over lunchtime. And in fact, Sven is at the party. I was concerned that he disappeared off to the big festival happening here in Baden. That's not quite true. He's at a wedding today. And will not, in fact, be here this evening either. Schwaller's team qualified already for this evening as well. They will be playing that game against opposition as yet unknown. But they will be playing that game with 3. So let's say hello to our teams on ice in our featured game here in Baden. Playing for Scotland, 4th and skip is Ross Whyte. 3rd thrower, Robin Bryden. 2nd thrower, Duncan McFadden. Lead thrower, Ewan Kyle.
Yeah, line's fine. Run it here.
Unbeaten so far here at Baden, just as they were last year. Just missing out on qualification last year, but coming in hot this year. It is 4th and skip, Magnus Ramsfjell. 3rd, Martin Sestaker. 2nd, Bendik Ramsfjell, and lead thrower, Gaute Nepstad. Ramsfjell's team really had a good season last year. They had a okay beginning. As I said, just missed out on qualification here last year, but they really used that as a stepping stone and had a very strong season after that.
Jobber Mekøl, kom igjen. Mekøl, Bendik. Litt til.
Over on sheet 1, It's a happy start for the most popular man in curling. The Stocker Army will be pleased to learn that Team Stocker, they also took a big 2 in that first end.
Like back 1, back 4.
They lead Benny Kapp's team from Germany 2 points to 0.
I mitt hode så har jeg sett mye det samme som å gi opp.
If you're just joining us,
Clean. Clean. Oh. Oh.
we're in the second end.
Clean. Yep.
Some of the boys seem a bit intimidated by the new scoreboards there.
Yes.
But it was a score of 2 to Ross Whyte's team in the first end. And
Good try.
that's a decent throw from you and Kyle.
Litt spennende her.
Okay.
That's 14. Don't set the score up so all the boys can see.
Second throw of the second end for Norwegian lead thrower Gauten Epstad. He's also the vice skip for this team.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Clean.
Ren, hold linja. Yep. Yep. Hold linja. Hardt.
That's nice from Gaute.
Yep.
See, Norway threw up that corner guard first of all, but then chasing into the centre, they will try to prize the game away from the centre to bring that corner guard back into play. So our first look at the second end for second thrower Duncan McFadden. They are so efficient, this team. You just don't get mistakes out of them.
Yep. Oh. Oh. Girl. Sit.
And a mighty shot from, I think, Romana Meyer in home favourites Michael Brunner's game against Cameron Bryce. Bryce's team, no pushover. They've been walloping everybody. And first look at the careful delivery of Bendik Ramsfjell.
6-7.
Hold linja. Yep. Hardt.
6.
Hardt linja.
We've been learning all kinds of
Hold linja, Martin. Hold linja.
people related to others.
Yep. Kom igjen.
The Ramsfjells out there, cousins, and indeed related to
Bumper Hasheim.
the famous Ramsfjells who played in Paul Trulsen's legendary Norwegian team.
Nice. 15-2.
There's a Schwaller over there in the new lineup for Yves Stocker's team. And yes, he is also related to all the famous Schwallers. Brother of Yannick, son of Christoph. Mary asks in the chat, are you related to Marcus? I'm not sure who that's for, Mary. Personally, I am not related to any Marcus.
T-line's great.
T-line.
Well, T-line's fine. That's all he needs. Wide.
It's close.
Okay, line's pretty good.
T-line.
Hair now, hair high. Carve.
Scotland is trying to neutralise that throw from Norway, but that's not quite what they wanted. That yellow now locked on to some cover behind. And Magnus Ramsfjell indeed has the chance to hit and roll. Looks like Lindsay, part of the Stocker Army. I will keep you updated, Stocker Army.
15.
Hello to Sue in the chat. Sue's a frequent traveller here in the virtual club. Nice to see you, Sue. Michaela, of course, is up early or going to bed late or something.
10-5!
Wow, andre veien. Wow, kjørt. Litt rull. Okay.
Nice tidy throw from Bendik Ramsfjell.
Ja, jeg synes ikke du satte den like mye tilbake heller.
As much as you got.
So a mighty throw from Robin Bryden. Wants to get rid of both these yellows. He does.
Shot there.
Rolls out himself.
Ja.
But still opportunities for Norway. Let's have a look at that again. Look, it's blurred even in slow motion. But still some backing that Norway can use here.
7-8. Litt nok. 8.
Bare fart. Linja bra, tight om noe.
Martin Sesaka hoping to
Linja bra.
lock a stone again onto
T-line.
one of those reds behind T-line.
Vi har 8, altså.
Jo da, ingenting da.
So this is, he's overthrown that a little bit. That's not going to hang on. That's a lost opportunity. He's frustrated with that one. And now Scotland chance to put big pressure on Norway. The Scots opening with 2. Now up on the scoreboard. And the Norwegians, they really wanted that yellow locked on there if they were going to reply with 2.
Line's great. Line's good. Wildly. Line's good. Close.
Scotland don't need to score here.
Yep.
They just want to frustrate Norway, make sure Norway doesn't have chances to
Never curl.
build
Okay,
stones.
just needs to sit there.
Just needs to sit, says
Just
Ross
needs to
Whyte.
sit.
And I think that's going to sit beautifully.
Very nice, boys. Good job.
2 superb throws from Robin Bryden. And golly, if you look on the static cam, you will see colourful US skip Corey Dropkin.
Seemed like it, yeah.
It is hot here, I will not lie to you. It's very hot here, and the poor man's down to his vest.
Yep.
Yes.
We are all boiling up here, but
Kom igjen, Bendik. Du holder
I
den.
didn't realise it was so warm in the ice hole.
Ja.
Fine reply from Martin Sesaka. Really nice raised double. He does leave that yellow stone out front, but it would now be a yellow driving back onto a stone. There you go. Lovely raised double there. Or more sort of raise and roll out. But this is still the best idea for Ross Whyte here.
That's the exact same ice as Robin. I think it's closer if we
Vi legger
if we have to
sånn
curl it.
pop white 4, disse halve. Vi låser garden trippel og sitter 2 på corneren.
There's no risk to putting another red in behind here. First throw in the second end in our featured game at Baden Masters 23 for Ross Whyte of Scotland. This team
Line's
undefeated at this stage last year, undefeated at this stage this
good.
year.
Line's touch wide now. Okay, line's good, yep.
No Bruce Mowat team in the draw this time in Baden.
Curl if you
And
can.
all 4
Curl if
Scottish
you can.
teams, big chance to impress. Another perfect throw there.
Pause.
Ja, akkurat den farta. Here faster than last week.
Same drill for Norway. They've just played this shot and it's now a yellow. They're driving back. The unflappable Magnus Ramsfjell.
Ja!
Yep.
Ja!
Hard!
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 Hard, hard, hard!
Hard, 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 hard!
Have they held the line? It was a big sweep. Oh, just about enough. It certainly cleared out that 4 foot, which was priority number 1.
Right, the tee line.
You can see Ross Whyte indicating you can do roughly the same again. That front guard a little bit further off the centre line now.
I think that's close. Well, I don't mind. If we have to
Again,
draw it.
Scotland
Like,
happy
half
to have
that,
some
I don't
target
think they'll end up
practice.
drawing, right?
Jeg hadde i hvert fall trodd at han skulle stikke den til siden, egentlig.
Ja, sant.
Ja, det blir ikke noe trippel denne gangen.
If we leave half out, it's not
Da tar vi bare
horrendous.
poenget vårt.
Because I think
Trippel, men han
I
er
think
på
he's
det.
drawing no matter
Det er det,
what.
ja. Jeg liker det.
It's probably a bit on the max side, so if we can not sweep early. Yeah. So try and give it close.
Scotland not needing to score this end. They just want to frustrate Norway, force Norway to take 1 point, preferably drawing against 3 Scottish counters.
Line's good.
Felt close. I didn't really go for it. Okay, line's good.
Still got room.
We
You've
saw
got room.
perfect weight from
Line's
Ross
great.
Whyte with his first throw.
Hold snare. Start
Line's
to go.
great. Straight.
Hold it,
T
hold
line's
it,
good.
hold
T
it.
line's good. Wait, line's great.
Just T-line. Just T-line.
Just T.
Go for weak. Go
Line's
for weak.
great.
Line's great.
And pretty much perfect again.
Ja.
Could make it much better.
Forcing Magnus Ramsfjell to play a better shot than that.
Alle her på de tidene.
Right.
Tenker jeg steiler ganske godt på slutten inn i fløytesporet der også.
It's probably nice for this week, but if I go to slams, maybe it's probably a touch more rotated.
Final throw of the second end for Norwegian skip Magnus Ramsfjell.
Bare fart.
Bit of a shake of the head from Bendik Ramsfjell. The sweepers are standing back.
Ingenting å stoppe igjen nå.
They think this is coming in chunky. And oh gosh, you really do not want this to go all the way through. But Robin Bryden is up to the task, and oh gosh, that is a big mistake from Norway. Super pressure from Scotland, but yeah, that's a
Bare, den er
big
så-
oopsie from the Norwegians.
Da hadde det ikke vært så rart, liksom.
A worst case, we would have expected really just a loss of 1, a steal of 1 to Scotland there, but that stone really running on there, and
Særlig med det slippet. Jeg satte den jo nesten.
Norway going to pay for that mistake.
Ja, det tror jeg.
They may be relieved that they're already qualified, but this won't be doing confidence much good. But the good news for us here in the virtual club, our new quiz, halftime trivia quiz, where we get to know the teams, it is so popular. We've had to make the quiz room bigger, and we're now having 2 quizzes even in this game. So keep eyes open for a QR code popping up on your screen. We're going to have 2 quizzes, one after the 4th end and one after the 6th end. The quiz room's bigger. I think there's room for 50 people in there now. At the halfway, we shall
Line only.
get to know Team
Okay, line's
Whyte,
fine.
We're like
and
T-line.
after end 6, we shall get to know Team Ramsfjell. So be ready with your phone to scan the QR code and take part in halftime trivia.
Okay, Jens. What'd you get in that, Ross?
I think it was 14 and a half. I didn't really clock it very well.
Harfart! Harfart, fin linje.
Linja er grei.
Fin linje, gjerne 2,5.
Golly,
En også rundt.
that's a ferocious scoreboard.
Pass på at noe våg bare.
Good if you're Scotland, not very nice if you're Norway.
Ja.
Kom igjen da.
Huge mistake from Norway. And oh dear, there's another one. Oh, this game is not going at all their way. Huge seal of 3 to the Scots. And they currently are 5-0 ahead after 2 ends.
Okay, line's fine. Line's similar to the last.
Oh, I feel a bit responsible for that. I've been complaining at everyone for taking far too long.
Running
And
like it's almost heavier than the last.
Come down a bit now.
It's almost running like it's heavier.
I don't think this game's going to last 3 hours at this rate. So easy stuff now for Scotland. They don't have to take any risks. They just want to keep things clear, keep it simple. We are going to see increasing difficulty of shots from Norway. They have to go all out aggressive to keep them now in this game.
Harfart! Harfart! 2,5-3 er bra. Skal vi få den bak tid da, så de må rulle av?
15-3 to like top button.
Bak tid da.
Almost T right.
Oh,
Ja.
Gouter.
49 non-spec doesn't
That's not really it either.
be bad.
I don't think that stone's going to be around much longer.
Already, don't expect it.
Ja.
I was going to say maybe it's something to do with those stones because Yannick Schwaller's team had a howler at lunchtime. They had a horrible game. But they were playing red stones, so nothing to do with the stones.
Whoa. Girl. Okay, you're good.
Nice easy throw for Duncan McFadden.
Bare fart. 2,5 er bra.
2,5.
Bare fart.
3.
Bare fart. Bare fart i rød linje her.
2,5. Rett over der.
Fått en rød linje.
Happy news for the Stocker Army. It was a steal of 1 in the second end against Benny Kapp's team from Germany. And you can see just on the left corner of the screen there, it is now 3-0 to Team Eve Stocker. Close games on the static cam on sheets 3 and 4. Cameron Bryce's team got 2 back on the board. You can just see that on the right-hand corner of your screen there. Cameron Bryce's team grabbing 2 points straight back against local favourites Michael Brunner's team. And the same over on sheet D. Our all-star team featuring Alex Baumann, Sixten Totzek, Stefan Wallstadt and Johannes Patz. They also grabbed 2 points back against Corey Dropkin from US.
Just clean. Oh. Get from it.
Jeg kan være med på frysen, da lever fortsatt blanken.
Ja, jeg synes du kan prøve potten, liksom.
Ok, på nesa her.
Hello Chelsea in the chat from Ohio. She's cheering for Team Ramsfjell. Yeah, they need it just now, Chelsea. We will see them later this evening, no matter what. But they will not be enjoying this. This will be quite damaging for confidence.
T-line!
En holdning gang. Tight linje.
T-line!
Ja. Ja, for å få den helt ned.
6-7!
Her da. Gaute. Kjør.
Jeg er på linje med Rød.
Ok, død da.
Tom Bryden, presumably some relation of Robin's.
Okay.
I will see what we can do about the spelling there. I will make sure we have it correct for later.
Just throw easy.
Okay.
Other Tom, with his rail announcements, delighted at what a strong showing the Scottish teams are having. Indeed, all 4 Scottish teams in this competition already qualified for quarter-finals. It is simply a matter of the order.
Curl! Curl! Hi, Curl! Whoa, whoa! Sit, 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 sit.
I can already tell you the 8 teams who have qualified quarter-finals are at 8:30 this evening, European time.
Ja.
It's not clear order 1 to 8 yet. That we'll only know that at the conclusion of this round. But the 8 teams who will be competing in some form or another in quarter-finals this evening are
T-line!
Linja bra, linja bra.
Schwaller of Switzerland, Craik of Scotland, Retornaz of Italy, Waddell of Scotland, Ramsfjell of Norway, Whyte of Scotland, Brunner of Switzerland, and Bryce of Scotland.
Skal vi gå rundt?
Ja, rundt. Japp, japp, japp. Hardt, hardt. Hardt, hardt.
Norway's day not getting any better out there.
Just half stone.
First time stuff on.
There you go, nose.
Either or, don't mind.
Go half stone.
Ja.
Aye, try. Just go for easy. Yeah, easy.
De stikker den som ligger der allerede, så blir det vel fri igjen da. Ja. Tidligere han også får det. Jeg tror jeg ligger inn med en, hvis jeg skal dra samme sted.
Ja.
For jeg dro der i sted bare.
Big weight from Ross Whyte. Very steady on the throw.
Clean. Yeah. Clean. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Red onto yellow, no problem. Jams his own red to leave it lying around.
Var det kamp?
Det var kamp, da.
Så
Only one shot really available for Norway now. Indeed, the freeze. Oh, if you glance over at the left of your screen there, Stalker Army,
We could have tried hard to keep
you will see the big guy.
Didn't want to play a hack where you bump them into a pocket. This kind of brings the blank into life. That's not even gone. It's on
Ligger
for
greit. Litt plass som noe.
Head to the other. Exit rapid. So.
Litt plass.
linja er bra.
La den køle.
Linja er litt vid, men
Linja er
nære.
bra. Linja er vid.
So precise, these shots needed from Norway now.
Linja er bra.
Otherwise,
Linja nærmer seg.
we're going to see the same kind of thing from Ross Whyte.
Ja,
So,
der.
super effort
Fra Gustav.
from Magnus.
I think we try and hit it 7/8, but if we 3/4, it's fine.
You can see there's just a little gap in between those
Unless
two.
you want to just blast it. Unless you just want to blast it.
And reason why we feel comfortable throwing is
And that
Just
means
throw third, and if we really good, pick it, but just make sure we hit it.
helpful advice there. First things first, let's make sure we hit it. And that little gap between the two just provides enough space for a big weight, and we've just seen Ross Whyte throw a nice big weight that you can squirt it out the side. Not quite so steady on that throw, but seemed to correct himself. And I think this is going to connect exactly where they said. Oh, we're at the wrong end, don't worry. There we are. That did connect exactly where they wanted, clearing everything. Maybe a little glimmer of hope for Norway. That means they can now blank this end, keep hold of last stone, and try again in the fourth end.
Clean. Clean.
Yes.
Clean.
Magnus Ramsfjell not having a horrible game, but goodness me, what a penalty he is paying for that one missed throw in the second end. No score in the third. Here in our featured game, final round robin of Baden Masters 2023. We have unbeaten Whyte against unbeaten Magnus Ramsfjell. It remains 5-0 to Whyte after 3 ends.
Okay.
Yeah, rather different body language. Very positive from the Scots, unsurprisingly. A little bit more concern over in Camp Norway.
Toppy! Toppy!
Line's good. Very nice.
Right, things started going a little bit wrong already with the first throw of the third end. So let's pull ourselves together, Norway.
Looking for
a better start here, better setup. Try to give Norway an opportunity to get back into this game.
Pretty much the same weight you just gave us. Toppy!
Tactics super easy for Scotland. They do not need to score anything. They're +5. They don't need any guards out front. Nothing short. Just 2 lovely shots from you and Kyle. Right on that centre line. Not protected by free guard zone, but you will not see Norway hitting those. They need their own stones in play, never mind hitting out opposition stones.
Litt plass. Bendiksen.
Hvor er vi? Ok, køle da. Køle.
Med
Bare
køl.
gå, du må gå. Kom igjen, så langt det går. Kom igjen. Hard.
Kom igjen, med køl.
You need the stone buried. The sweeper's just keeping with it right to the end. Did slip behind T, but
Dead.
important was to try to get it as far behind that guard as they could.
Yeah, dunks were good.
Oh, what's that in the top left, gang? It's halftime quiz. There's your QR code. There's your game pin. You can also join on the website. We will be seeing not saying hello. We'll be getting to know Team Whyte at half-time. We had to expand the quiz room because it was so popular.
Touch point for Dave.
And the prize for winning half-time quiz is that you get to show off that you're Quizmeister this round.
Hard! Hard! On the yellow! Hard! 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 Hard!
Lovely throw from Duncan McFadden. You're going to have to hide it better than that, Norway. And key for Norway, if they want to get back in this game, they really need to keep focus here. Try not to lose confidence. Try not to let these good shots from Scotland put you off too much. Try not to be intimidated.
Fem.
Well, good throw from Bendik Ramsfjell previously.
T-line.
Same again.
Yep.
Just a little bit more curl.
6. 6.
Han kommer til å vise alle her, så
7. Okay.
kom igjen, bra.
Enough right, thank you.
Well, that's exactly what I said. Can you see it around the other handle, or are they going for
If you
the
want,
run back?
happy with that.
Whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer. Okay.
I'm not sure what the decision was. They said whatever Duncan McFadden prefers. Does he prefer to go for the run back, or does he prefer to go around the guard on the wide side? Either pretty helpful for Scotland.
Carl! Clean!
He does go around the wide side. Gosh, is there nowhere that Norway can hide a stone from these people? I think, yeah, it needs to be ahead of tee. You're giving Scotland a bit too much space. I realise how ridiculous that sounds when we're talking about 30 centimetres, but that's how accurate these folks are. My mistake. This is Bendik Ramsfjeld's second throw.
Litt tight.
5.
Litt tight.
6.
En linje er litt tight.
6.
Bare nok. Okay, gjerne 6 bare.
Biter T-line. Biter T-line.
Linje er bra.
Biter T-line.
Right, just needs to stop.
Bra.
If you've got a
Okay.
patch of Velcro in your pocket, you could drop that nose.
Ja.
See, so this time, no choice really. Probably not enough space going around the wide side of that guard, and this time, Ross Whyte indicating immediately for the run back.
Yep.
See how hard poor old Norway are having to work
Hard!
just to get one stone hidden. Oh, but it's worked! Robin Bryden, I think that's his first miss of the game. So he's removed the guard. Also helpful.
Har lyst til å gjøre
Doesn't
noe med
quite
de
get the
her,
run
for det er
back.
det viktigste vi kan gjøre. Så sånn er jo greit også.
Right, Norway.
Tenk deg 11.
That was so much work to get that mistake from
Altså, den
Scotland.
dobbelen er ikke der, for den går i den.
Sweep it up there, and then if you keep going, does it keep backing up? And you
You now need to capitalise on that.
Ikke 11.
11 så holder vi alltid den bak der på egen.
Ooh, Gareth in the chat. Is that a Gaelic spelling? I hope I'm saying it properly. Gareth says, fingers crossed for Scotland 1, 2, 3 and 4. That might be possible. We shall have to await the final ranking.
11-3.
We started with 4 groups of 5 teams, and at the conclusion of this round, the final round robin, the teams are all ranked in one big list, 1 to 20, and it is the top 8 who qualify. So we will only know that at the conclusion of this round. And good throw from Martin Sissaker. Norway finally have 2 yellows in play. Whew, what a lot of work
Well,
just to get this set up. But for the sake of good curling, even our Scottish fans in the chat,
Yes and no. If you miss it, they can get
sure
there.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind if Norway scored a couple here.
Freezes, and it's pretty tough to get rid of right now.
Just not this.
Yeah. Any freezes?
They freeze what?
Freezer one in the 4 foot probably. It's hard to get rid of.
Well, you got that. You can try that if you want, but I just hate if they do that.
Ever professional Scotland, it almost doesn't matter what they do. Just make sure they remove a yellow at least. But ever professional, working out what's the best way to do it, trying not to leave Norway opportunities, even though they have a huge lead of 5 points. And if you want a lead of lots of points, scan that QR code and get ready to quiz.
Ow!
Ingen fikk ett.
One yellow gone.
Tror ikke det noe dobbel hvis du ruller litt på den.
With this big lead that Whyte has, giving up 2 doesn't really matter. Norway are going to score at some point. Giving up 1, giving up 2, pretty much the same.
11-5.
We just not that. I know, but he seemed very adamant you wanted to play that, so I was just going to go on.
11-2! 11-2!
Good play from Martin Testaker. Those stones very flat.
If you roll this way, you're leaving this double to stuff anyway, because this is going to go lower. So I'm thinking if this is... If I throw P on, just try and roll next to it, at least I might have off that one.
I do find it sort of charming how much discussion Scotland are still giving this shot, even though they are +5, and it doesn't particularly matter if they give up 2. But that's why they're as good as they are. They take every single stone seriously. I'm sure they are not considering this game over yet. They will have the fullest respect for their opposition.
Nice, you just try and roll in there. Like right now, the thing is, like, say we nut this, and then they go round, then I've got the same shot as I would right now. Like, if we had hit this one, then we've got an open one no matter what. It's just if you roll off this one, it's going lower, so the double more likely to stuff is the issue.
I'm not sure what nutting it means, gang. My translation would be on the nose, but if you know the precise definition, do share.
Yes, this is why you'd hit this one.
Are we having fun yet?
We're thinking we'd like to lie shot. We'd probably like to lie shot.
Okay. Here then.
Probably. Just think if I nut this, he goes round. I'm not from the run, I'm just picking off for one. Yeah.
Come on now, boys. We've got quiz room waiting. Sue also thinks that nutting it, she interprets that also as on the nose.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
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 Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And they do lie short as requested.
Might get off that one. Enough is fine.
Vi må rulle i hvert fall halvannen stein dit over, da.
Jeg tror jeg liker å spille 10-5 og så i hvert fall hit.
Ja. Ja, men vi er enige med at Mols er ganske dårlig, at vi heller vil rulle hit, liksom.
Yeah.
10-5.
Sikt på å rulle rundt garden, da.
Ja.
If he makes this perfect, we'll just blast this one before trying to nose it.
10-5. Rulle i hvert fall bak, eller rulle i hvert fall 2 steiner.
You quite like lying shot.
Lang rulle, holder i mange.
Weird stuff.
I was good with that, sure. Managed not to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's nice that this has stayed high enough that if they nut it,
Important throw here for Magnus Ramsfjell.
Ja!
If Norway want to stay in this game, they really want to score 2 here.
Yep.
Wow, wow.
Ren.
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 Wow.
Ren. Ligger bra.
Can they get it a little bit behind cover?
Okay.
They can. And now what does Scotland do? Do they simply just hit the open one? Roll a little bit, accept that
just throw it hard and try and make that.
they're going to lose 2? That seems pretty much it, yep.
Da spiller Magnus. Ja, nå kan vi begynne å blande litt.
Throw it hard and see if we can try and make a wee roll there.
Heling til Norge, Sverige, Tyskland.
Der.
Final throw of the first half for Ross Whyte.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine, he says. Just needs to make sure this yellow goes. He rolls the other way.
Out then.
But Norway was always going to have a makeable shot to score 2 here. Now, deep breath, Magnus Ramsfjell.
Tro på det.
Put that second end completely out of your head.
Trenger full 12.
Ganske aktivt slipp, men bare fart.
He hands it over to the sweepers.
Bare fart.
Trenger full 12. Bra linje.
They seem a bit happier with this one. And this is really key for Norway. To settle the nerves, steady the ship. Let's get 2 on the board there. And finally they do. So much work in that end for Norway.
Klart å dra foran 10,
But worth it. Martin Sessaker
Stele og stele da.
raises an arm in triumph. They steadied the ship back in this game.
Jeg tror på stele. Altså, tvingen blir jo fort det samme som å gå for stele.
Right. It's quiz time.
Lage litt kvalm for dem og tvinge stele.
It's the wildly popular halftime quiz.
Hvis de drar siden, så legger vi endegard. Hvis de drar inn, så fryser vi og kan tappe hvis vi må.
Jeg føler egentlig at vi burde legge 2 center uansett.
Uansett.
And here at halftime,
Ja, da legger vi inn
we
så.
are getting to know Team Whyte from Scotland.
No, it was never an issue. Just nice to not give up too
We
much.
have
It was never a panic.
bunch of people ready in the quiz room. I see a couple of familiar names there. It's really been the star attraction here at Baden that you get to show off if you're the quizmeister for this round.
Right, keep concentration on this. We should make
Side guard.
And another one of the teams that we haven't checked out yet. Oh, getting a dizzy head. thank you everyone for supporting our trivia quiz. New edition for this year, something fun. There we are then, confirmation of the final score. Really everything hinging on that big seal of 3 in that second end. Magnus just overthrowing his final throw by 10 centimetres even, making it a big seal of 3 rather than even a seal of 1, and that really dictating the rest of the game. Norway having to go all out aggressive. A valiant effort, but finally it was too big a task. But we enjoyed watching Magnus having a go at the spinning double. Very flat shot for the final throw. We will be seeing both of these teams later on this evening. If you look at the tournament website, badenmasters.ch, at the conclusion of this round. Actually, I think we can start working it out now. I think yes. So Brunner and Bryce also finished. They are also the qualifiers for this evening. And we will be quickly working out ranking 1 to 8 at 8:30 this evening. It will be rank 1 plays rank 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Typically, we have 4 terrific games going on all at the same time. Quarterfinals is always my favourite round. So do join us back here at 8:30 European this evening for quarterfinals round here at the Baden Masters 2023. Thank you for your company this afternoon. Thank you for quizzing. Bye for now.
Aargau Topsport und Tele 1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis am 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen die Baden die besten Schweizer Görler auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Görling Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele 1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spenglerei und Flachdach.